Hey, remember that perfect play where you killed a bunch of people and you wanted to show your friends, but unfortunately you had no cameras to record it? Well, if you're looking for the best solution out there for you to record your gameplay, you're in luck because we're about to give you just the tip. So you want to record your gameplay video? Well, you came to the right place, buddy. There's two main ways for you to do that. First, you got the point of view camera, which is basically something that you mount, a camera that you mount on your headgear, whether it be a cap, a helmet, or anything else, but basically a camera that's stuck to your head for you to see, to show your point of view. And then there's the zoom camera, something that you stick to the end of your gun or whatever you're shooting, or, well, anything, for you to get that point of view that shows BBs hitting the target or, well, other things. And then there's the third option, which is something that I don't tend to use, but it's something like a selfie cam or something, or a third-person camera to give an extra element to your videos. But today, we're going to focus on the point of view camera and the zoom cam. We're going to show you what we use and the settings that we have on those cameras for you to, well, to understand what you could do with these cameras and how to get your gameplay videos. So let's get to it. So let's talk POV, point of view. For the point of view camera, we went with the DJI OSCMO ACTION 4. Now, I used the GoPro for a long time, and I had this 7, the GoPro Hero Black 7, whatever, it's a big name, for the longest time until I decided to switch it up this year for the DJI OSCMO ACTION 4, another long name. Why this camera? Well, mainly just because a couple of features. Quality-wise, it's probably up there with GoPro Hero 12 or whatever, same thing. A little bit better, a little bit behind, doesn't really matter. It's the same, probably same image. But the battery life, the ability to withstand really high temperatures or low temperatures, the not freezing when recording, and again, very high temperatures, overheating, basically all of those reasons led me to select the DJI OSCMO ACTION 4. It's a little bit bigger than the GoPro that I had, but that's all right. But it's a really good camera. I recommend this one if you want to get started on recording your games, because it's a very recent camera. It's going to last for years and years and years. And again, it has all sorts of really cool features for Airsoft, because we play in different environments, for example, and sometimes it's high light, sometimes it's low light when you go inside buildings or basements or even in forest. And this camera here has a high adaptability capacity. So basically, if you switch it up, this will keep up with you most of the times, unless you go into really some really dark place, or you play in the sun, and then it doesn't help you. But again, it's the camera that we went for. So far, so good. Really happy with this, and also comes with a couple of extra features. It comes with this nifty case that serves as a battery carry bag, or battery case, but also it's a charger. So you're now I'm fitting 3 batteries here, which are the batteries that I use for the game. This box right here does a really good job, because you can pretty much charge them all at once, and also when you take it to the game, you have your batteries right there. Also, gives you the battery life, the battery charge status. So if it's green, good. If it's yellow, not so good. If it's red, don't use it, because it doesn't have a lot of battery. So this is what we use, and because that's really good, we went ahead and, where did I put it? Right here. Went ahead and I talked to a friend that I have that does 3D modeling, and we printed out a replica just like that, which allows me to take him into the game, because if it takes a BB, then I don't want to damage that. I'd rather damage this, and this is pretty much solid stuff. Also, we did do a mod. I don't know if DJI, if you're looking, maybe take this into consideration, but we placed a compartment for you to store extra SIM cards. So again, if you're doing your recording and you run out of battery, switch it up. But if you run out of recording space, switch it up as well. So this is a cool feature that we have right here. Again, this is something that we did 3D, so you're not going to get this when you buy a DJI OSCMO ACTION 4 camera, but it's something that you can easily have made for you if you request it. And another cool thing for you to, a cool tip for you to have in mind when you want to start recording POV is basically your mount. So as you can see right here, obviously protect your camera. So you could buy these cases. I bought mine off of Temu or AliExpress or something like that, so really cheap. And I did drilled some holes in it for extra ventilation so the camera doesn't overheat that much. Also, pro tip, during matches, if you can, when you're not recording, if you have extra batteries, swap out the batteries, because what tends to happen is the overheating is caused because one of the batteries or the battery you're using is really, really hot. And because you have it inside the camera doesn't dissipate heat that much, because again, one of the compartments that is overheating is still inside. So long story short, whenever you're done, if it's short, if it's a game with lots of mini games, whenever you're done with the first one, swap out the battery, put in a new one. The camera will last a little bit longer. It won't overheat as much. So that's a tip. Works for that tip, works for every camera out there. GoPro, DJI, doesn't really matter. Swap batteries as frequently as possible. But then back to the mounts. So there's two types of mount. There's a typical mount, which is what I like to call the unicorn mount, which is something that instead of this, your camera is going to be facing upwards. It's going to be hanging around on top like this. So the main difference right here, it's a unicorn because it's sticking out there, but you'll have to kind of swivel it down a little bit for you to get that POV, as opposed to my preferred option, which is an inverted mount, something that looks like this instead of looking like this. So it just inverts that and makes it so that when you do attach a camera, the angle you're going to get is closer to your eyes. So your eyes are right here, obviously, and then the camera, which is representing those and giving you that point of view, is basically closer to your eyes, then allows you to get a more natural point of view. And also, a side bonus is that it looks better and more tactical, and it won't get tangled up in like branches or anything, because it's closer to your face. It gives you a low profile on top, so it doesn't get tangled all over. So this is obviously a good option to go. Inverted mount always is the way to go. I have the same on my cap. So when I play with my helmet, this is always there. And then when I switch it up and I want to send that to my cap, I used to use this one, but then I had a friend do a 3D, again, printed model for me to have the same view here, because when I used to have this one, the camera tended to stick a little bit further out, and then I'd still have to adjust it a little bit. With this option right here, the camera stays right next to my eyes, just like the helmet, and gives me that natural POV, which is exactly what I want. So if you're interested, I can show you how to get, in a next video on a do-it-yourself video project, we could show you how to get your cap looking like this. It's really a couple of quick steps, nothing that difficult. This will allow you to take a normal cap, just like this one, and transform it into a recording platform. Something that keeps your head a little bit cooler for longer games, more comfortable, easy breezy, lemon squeezy. We're going to show you that in another video. I'm going to leave that just there for you to take a look. And that's pretty much it. Now, another question that I have been having on the channel is, what settings do I use on my camera when recording? And that's what we're going to show you right now. So this is the camera, the DJI OSCMO ACTION 4. A pretty sturdy camera. It's a little bit bigger than the one I used to have, but that's okay. It's not that much bigger, so it's all right. Has a couple of microphones everywhere, here, there, everywhere. So it's a really good camera for the price that you pay, which is, to be honest, a bit expensive, but again, quality, it costs a bit. The settings that I have are pretty standard. Just turn it on. I have to flip it because I have the orientation lock. I can disable that, and then it flips back again. It's really good because the orientation lock really, and the actual menu itself changes depending on the way you're facing your camera. So let me just put it back as it was, because I film inverted. So save it, perfect. So the settings that I have really quickly are, let's run through this. I have the exposure on auto, which is pretty cool. It does a really good job. As you can see, the numbers changing in there. It really adapts to the setting and the lighting that you have. See, it's really good. So far, so good. I have nothing to say. If you go into really dark places, obviously this won't do any miracles, but it works better than the camera that I have previously. And taking into consideration the reviews I saw, tends to work better than the GoPro. So I have this on auto, but you could switch it up depending on the games that you are in. You can make it a lot better. You can make it custom fit your needs. So that's a really good feature. This is on A to B. The color profile, I use normal. You could have D-Log. D-Log, basically the difference between these two, as you can see right there. D-Log is a more raw file, and the normal one is a little bit treated. So has like a small treatment to the images. It makes the images a little bit better. But again, if you want to go into post-production and make sure and do it yourself, you could use the D-Log, which is better for that purpose, at least. The point of view, I use standard, because the difference between standard and wide is that if you use the wide, you'll get a small warping of like straight lines. As you can see there, that's already warping over there, as opposed to using the standard. So I tend to use the standard. It just feels more natural. I have, what's this now? I have the image adjustment on default, and that's pretty much my settings for this camera. Really, really easy bunch of settings that you could put on this camera. Also, regarding the quality, this camera allows you to film in a bunch of resolutions, but I tend to take the 4K 16:9, and I use 100 frames, 100 frame rate, which is again really good for Airsoft. Could it be better? Yes. Do we need to? I mean, I don't feel that need. So for me, I work with this, and so far so good. The good thing about this camera is you can actually save multiple different profiles, like this, for example. So you could have this profile saved, and you could then switch it up and use a different profile depending on what you want. Right now, I don't have any profiles saved, but you can do that, and you can just switch between them really easily and really quickly in a match. So imagine you have a profile set for very dark games where you play in places that have basically no light. You could have it as a profile, and then you could have a normal profile where you go and I don't know, play in the forest or something where you need a little bit more quality in the images and you have more light shining through. So you can have those two profiles and you switch them. You don't have to go to the camera and switch it all the time. So really good feature that this camera has is the multiple profiles and the ability to switch between them really easily with a click of a button. But yeah, that's it. In a nutshell, this is the DJI OSCMO ACTION 4, and it's a pretty cool camera. Next, we have one of the accessories I have for this camera, which is the charging case. It fits 3 batteries, tells you the status of the battery, which is green, orange, or red, or black if it doesn't have anything, or turned off. Like I said, pretty cool feature. I really like this. It allows me to charge my 3 batteries at once. Again, no complaints whatsoever. Works like a charm. Everything is USB-C, so perfect. And then yeah. Now let's talk scope cams. Well, scope cams, this is the RUNCAM SCOPE CAM 2. a 4K edition. So it allows me to film in 4K, which is exactly what I want. Not that I used it that much, but it's a good option to have. So what you do is pretty simple. You basically, it's a cam that attaches to a rail, and you can swap it out. You can put it sideways on the bottom part. If you have a Picatinny rail, it picks up on that and it sticks to everything. It's a really good camera to have. The only modification that we did to it was we did a lens cover protection, something that we already have a video on, and if you want to check that, by all means, check it out. It's the shield optics, which we did for the sights, but also we were thinking, why not just put it on the camera? So we did it. And why not the lantern as well? So we did it. So basically we protected everything that has some sort of glass that could break, and which you don't want it to happen. So the Scope Cam 2 4K is a camera that's really sturdy, really high-end camera. It will cost you a bit, yes, but still, if you want to do something, might as well just do it right. There's other options in the market out there if you're working on a budget, and if you can't get this one, no worries. There's other options there out there to do the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but they work as well, and get you some good results. This one here, there's not much to say about this one. It has a really sturdy body. It could take a hit. We threw in the protection for the lens, so all good with that. It's really easy to mount and dismount, which I can show you right now. So right now I'm just going to take away the lantern. I'm going to try and do this one-handed. Okay, there we go. The lantern is a little bit more difficult to take off, and then it has a little latch right here, which you just, let's see if I can do this with this. There we go. You unscrew it. Obviously you want to make sure that this is screwed on tightly when you're playing a game, so you don't lose it. But then you just unscrew it, and then you take it apart, maybe a little bit more. Okay, here we go. Unscrew, unscrew, unscrew. There we go. As easy as that. Put this back together. So as easy as that, we have the lantern detached from the scope detached from the actual replica itself. And as you can see, it's really small. It has a really good body. It could take a hit. It could take also a tumble if you drop it. No worries, it's not gonna break the camera. There's little cares that you need to have with this camera. It has a rubber seal to protect the where you charge the camera itself. It doesn't have a removable battery, so whenever you run out of battery, either you charge it with a power bank or you charge it at home with a USB-C cable. So again, as cameras are concerned, when I decided to start filming with a scope cam, I wanted to look for something that could that I didn't have to worry with it on the field. So basically, that could take a hit, would be able to get really good quality images, 4K, because why not? And it just lasts longer. So this is what I ended up deciding, and so far so good. And we did receive a lot of lots of questions regarding the settings of the camera, and that's what we're going to show you right now. So now let's connect the camera. Take your phone. Oh, look at that. It's our channel. If you don't follow it yet, just what are you waiting for? We got all sorts of videos. We got gameplay videos. We got modifications, do-it-yourself projects, more gameplay, more projects, you name it, we got it. And now we're introducing this new type of segment, Gearheads, which is a segment where we're going to basically show you equipment and what we use. So again, just step on over, feel right at home, drop a like, drop a follow. All the support is appreciated. Back to the video at hand. How do you connect the camera? Very simple. Click on the Wi-Fi. Starts flickering. go to your settings, wait for it to appear, just refresh that. There we go. Scope cam, click on it, link yourself to it. Done. Go to the application, and then you just click on connect. There you go. As simple as that. Look at that, live feed from the camera. The settings are pretty standard. I have 4K 30 frames. You could change that if you want, but I like to keep it at 30 frames. That's all right. Actually, 4K only allows 30 frames. The other one allow a little bit more, but as you can see, but I like to use mine right there. The rest is pretty much auto and standard settings, so I didn't mess around with it. And then, fun fact about the scope cam, which is you can see your recordings on the phone. So if you, I don't know, if you have something on the field and you want to check it out, just click there. It needs some buffering time, and once that's done, you'll be able to check the images that you saved. Look at that. Just how cool is that? So if you're playing and you're like, oh, I'm not sure, did I hit that guy, did I not? You can always play back. But again, the thing is that this will show you pretty much the whole clip, and you have to go back and forward. So yeah, it could take a while for you to find what you're looking for, especially because it's a zoom cam. So this is pretty much 90% of what you get on a clip. I know there's other cameras that do this differently, but yeah, it is what it is. I like this one because you get the ins and outs. You can actually record. It records really good the sound as well. So sometimes you'll be able to, well, the video is not so good because you're looking at something else or it's facing the floor, but you can record sound, and sometimes that's important for anything, for any reason that you think. There we go, always screaming. But yeah, the scope cam is a really good cam. It's the one that we use, and we cannot recommend it enough. Scope cam. So now you know. If you want to make sure you record your gameplay videos, just get one of these cameras and you're good to go. Just remember to hit that record, and you're on your way. Until next time, remember, this is just Airsoft.